How's it going?
Well, today I'm super happy to have Gil Allouche from Metadata. Well, Metadata is one of those tools. If you're a growth hacker, you need to know everything about it. Tell me, what's your background? And welcome to here, Gil. What's your background, Gil?
Thank you. Yeah, my background is I'm a software engineer, artificial intelligence software engineer with about 10 years of experience running marketing for business-to-business enterprises.
Wonderful. Usually, we have a talk with Jill. It just was this a quick start. Let's go, let's go live before this cuts up. But Jill, why did you start Metadata, and what really make you to what make you spark to do Metadata?
Yeah, the reason I started Metadata, it didn't come up to me in the middle of the night or anything like that. I started Metadata after experiencing big limitations as a marketing person. As a software engineer running marketing, you really learn all the deficiencies that exist with a lot of manual processes that you have to run today. And so what Metadata does is really automate all of the small technical mundane tasks that a marketing manager has to go through today. And so we really try to augment the human marketer with automation and artificial intelligence that are available as technologies today.
And then you have, just for everyone to understand, you have an API that connects with the CRM and with artificial intelligence. You generate kind of like who's your best customer and stuff like that.
That's exactly right. So we have a system that has two components. The first one is a component that connects to all of your different marketing technologies and understand what worked and what didn't work in the past, what channels worked for you, what kind of messages, what kind of personas did you sell to successfully, so on and so forth. And then the second piece is an advertising engine that uses multivariate testing to essentially try out every possible campaign that you would otherwise have to manually try. It will try it out at scale and then tell you what pieces of your marketing mix work and what pieces of your marketing mix don't work, and then automatically optimize those campaigns, advertising campaigns, based on pipeline impact. So it kind of takes care of all the optimization that otherwise you would have to do in a manual fashion.
Well, it sounds amazing. Is it amazing as it sounds?
I mean, you have to ask the customers. The idea with the technology is that it allows you to do two things that you'd otherwise not know how to do. One is really hone in on your targeting, know exactly what people within which companies you're targeting before you spend thousands of dollars of media spend on them. And the second piece is it allows you to really try out every combination of your marketing, and you don't have to try to choose or pick up the one that you think are going to be the most amazing. You let the system experiment, and by that find out the best combinations.
Do you also, I guess, you connect with Facebook, Instagram?
Correct. We connect Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, programmatic, retargeting, all the other channels, and we place the ads on behalf of the customer.
Wonderful. Then you do, like, if you send an email, you can do like create an audience and even lookalikes, and then do A/B testing, which is fucking annoying when you do it by manually. Myself, just to let you know, we do it manually. We've been checking metadata obviously since then. You're going to have your first customer today, and you've been going for ages. I don't think you need one more, but tell us, if you like, if we are a small startup, why shall we be getting metadata? And
yeah, so we actually work with companies as small as A-round startups all the way to big enterprises. Like Amadox, Sugar Serum, Nutanix are big customers, but we also have super small startups. It really depends on your goal. If you're a small startup and you just raised your seed or your A-round and you're looking to build a list of prospects that opted in to your marketing, you're trying to get people not to just send them outbound emails like you probably do, but also get them to come to you, to your website, your landing pages, to your different campaigns. You can do that with metadata. So if that's your goal, you can still achieve that.
This is wonderful. Is it in a way for everyone to understand? Is like an active campaigns and macros probably connected together? Much more developed.
Maybe ask the question again.
Yes. Is it like an active campaign which you can do campaigns?
It's an active campaign. These are real active campaigns, and we set them up at scale. So we don't just set up one campaign. The system will set up 100 campaigns for you. And it's really very quickly to eliminate the ones that don't work, meaning they don't generate impressions, clicks, leads, MQLs and pipeline, or if it does create a good funnel for you, then it clones it and continuously optimizes it for you.
That sounds amazing. How do you use it for yourself, the tool? If you can tell us some experiences, because we use, for us, Find That Lead is our main tool. Obviously, I love to learn about something else and everything, how you use it for your own service, and some
Yeah.
and amazing examples that you can tell us.
Yeah, we use metadata, of course, for metadata in a few different ways. The audiences that we deploy are all over the place, and so one of the cool ways we use metadata. I don't know if you're familiar with G2 Crowd. G2 Crowd
There.
is a marketplace for all kinds of software as a service, and so what we get from G2 Crowd is signals of particular prospects who visited either our particular category or our page or our competitor's page, and we get it on a weekly basis. So what happens is metadata ingests that information and audience, finds the particular person within those companies who are likely to have visited our page, and then it starts advertising to them. So for example, if you're just like
That
looking
sounds
for account-based
fucking
marketing,
amazing.
you're going to start seeing ads of metadata, and it's going to try to target you and convert you into an actual visitor for us. And that thing happens automatically. So we get a lot of leads from companies who are right at the decision point that they want to actually get an account-based marketing kind of solution.
It's amazing because last week we got Aaron Krall talking about the funnel when the people has registering. Do you look after the funnel as well once it's in?
Of course.
How does it work?
So we're connected to your Salesforce and to your marketing automation. So every time a lead comes through, it doesn't just create the lead and forgets about it. Every time a lead is created, metadata actually audits that lead and sees what's happening with it. Is it getting a high marketing automation score? Is it converted to a marketing automation lead? Is it a marketing qualified lead? Is it now impacting an opportunity in your Salesforce, or is it triggering a new one? And based on those answers, if a lead came through, is being converted to an MQL, is being converted to an SQL, there's a meeting, it sees it after maybe 2 weeks, there's an opportunity in Salesforce, it takes that information and goes back to the campaign and says, okay, you're a kind of campaign that generates opportunities. I'm going to clone you and give you more budget to continue that operation.
I love it, man. This sounds so technical, so exciting, and in a way, I'm sure it's been increasing sales for a lot of companies. How many companies have you been helping on the last 3.5 years? You've been working with.
I mean, we launched as a company officially in the first quarter of 2017 when we actually started selling. Before that, we were in development mode. We have a little bit north of 50 customers.
Okay, congratulations everywhere in the
Thank
globe.
you.
You're based in Silicon Valley, I guess.
Yeah, we're right here in San Francisco, but we have employees in everywhere. Russia, Ukraine, Argentina, Peru. Our customers are also everywhere. I would say North America, Europe, Middle East.
Where are you actually based, Gil?
San Francisco.
San Francisco. I mean, where are you actually from?
I'm from Israel originally.
Israel, okay. And
That's
how
right.
is the experience for you being in San Francisco? How does it change from being on Israel or in Europe and to being in San Francisco?
Yeah, of course, it's a nice experience. Silicon Valley and San Francisco particularly is like the Disneyland for tech startups. So, there's everything here. There's all the companies. There's many customers that we can just walk to. There's all the investors are here. All the events like SaaStr and the summits are around here. So it's very, very convenient to be right here in San Francisco. But of course, there is great talent back home. And so we still may work with people over there, but the main office and the main commercial business happens right here.
Tel Aviv is also amazing. I've been told. I haven't been there, and I think it's just like, for me, it's like, okay, once you've been to Tel Aviv and you like working there, let's fucking go to San Francisco, and I think it's beautiful. And sometimes we say, is it so important to centralize? Do you think you would have grown the same if you were here or in Tel Aviv than if you were in San Francisco?
I totally could have. It's possible. It's just you have to spend a lot of time here. Even if you have a company, over there, then you just have to make sure to spend enough time here, go to all the events, go to the networking places, and really work, on business development locally here. Otherwise, if you don't do that, then you should have a software that really knows how to kind of growth hack itself. And so you have to just manage a business differently if you're not located here.
How big how many people are you in Metadata now?
We're a little bit less than 20 people, so we have a small team.
Well, small. I don't think it's so small. We
Everything is
have
relative.
6 guys. Yeah,
Nice.
and are
It's
you
true.
based on
Everything
the
is relative.
same? Yeah, are you based in the same office? How does it
No, so
work?
we
I
have
mean,
about 13 people in the office in San Francisco on Fifth and Harrison, and then we have the rest of the people overseas. We have the people in Boston, people in Ukraine, in Russia, etc.
tell how Jill motivates the team.
It's not only me. The team is motivated mostly by customers, by success. We tend to do a lot of things together. So Moran, my partner, and myself work with the team very closely to go out together, do some mark every success. We have a big wall that shows all the happy letters that we got from customers, all the
These are the
achievements
best.
that we got. um, we have lunch and learns to understand how different employees or different team members are doing the work. So we have a different ways to highlight team members and successes in the team, because every small success in a startup is something you can latch on and kind of get you motivated.
How important is the energy of the CEO of Metadata to the whole team and to the how the company is being successful?
That's a big deal. I would say every time you go into the office, whether it's me, whether it's Moran, whether it's anyone else in the team, really, in a small team of, like a little bit more than a dozen people, every person's energy is really detrimental to the total energy of the team. If someone comes in and they're frustrated or tired or angry, which is natural, by the way, especially in a startup when you work unlimited hours, it's a big effect. So that's something you have to constantly work on, something you have to bring up in the company meetings, or if it's something that is needs to be handled right away, then something that's worthwhile talking about. We try to have an open culture. We try to share all the numbers, see the trajectory of the company, because people sign up to this crazy journey and they don't really know necessarily what they sign up to. And so providing a lot of information and being clear and transparent about it, is helping.
Do you have like an outbound approach when someone logs in? Do you call them and give them a pricing? And if you want to share that, how you do it at the moment?
Yeah, we actually changed. So we used to do that because that's kind of the standard in the market, where no
Mm.
one knows your pricing. They have to talk to you on the phone. They have to see a demo, and only then they get the kind of information. And sometimes that information changes based on how big you are. You're a big company, suddenly you'll be a big bill. If you're a small company, you see a small invoice. So we
Mm.
changed it maybe 4 months ago or so, last year, when we actually made our pricing public. And the pricing is also not based on the size of the company, but rather based on the usage. So if you're small, by definition, you're going to start small. Even if you're big, you may want to start small, and then you can go up the tiers just as you become successful. So you don't have to be convinced to go up the tier. You go up the tier naturally only when you're successful, and it makes total sense.
I guess when you have from my point of view and from a marketer, I'm very little technical myself. How difficult or how good is to find good marketers in good corporate? I think is one of the biggest deals to get customers. Because sorry about my question. My question was how difficult is to find proper marketers in corporate that they can use your product.
That's also a good question. I mean, we do have a very technical product that is very, very new. Like the concept of a computer running your marketing versus your marketer running your marketing is a new concept. Most people want to do those things still on their own, and they have a hard time kind of trusting a system to do it for them. And so finding people who are kind of early adopters and are comfortable with the new technology, it was a challenge in the beginning. Now it's sort of a big deal, because out of our customers, we have about 8, 9 case studies, and those case studies show very clearly how making the decision changed their life in terms of saving them a lot of time and building pipeline, which gives them credibility with their sales. So the more customers use the platform, two things happen. The more proof we have that AI can run marketing in an automated fashion and more effectively than a human or a group of people. And then two, the more marketing the more campaigns the system is actually out executing, the higher the confidence rate for the machine learning model. So the more sophisticated, the more accurate those campaigns actually run. So the time is actually playing to our favor.
I guess probably obviously Germany, in Europe, but Israel and the US might be your biggest markets where data-driven companies are like most crazy.
Israel. So first of all, the US, North America. After that, Israel, and after that, Europe. Indeed, those are biggest markets. That's true.
What's the next? Are you thinking of like China, or are you thinking any other places like, oh, okay, let's test something?
No, not just yet. We have a lot more work to be done in North America and Europe, and so we're focused on those markets, just copy pasting what we've done.
Now that you see a lot of like in social media, what do you think is changing on social media, like on LinkedIn, Facebook? Do you have any recommendations or anything that you could say for social media advertisement?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a B2B company, there are a few things that you should really pay attention to. First of all, you should use mostly custom audiences to run your ads. If you're not using custom audiences and you're in B2B, you're wasting a lot of your money because you're targeting people that by definition are not a good fit for your product, your solution. Either you're targeting the wrong company or you're targeting the wrong person within those companies. So if you're not using custom audiences and mostly focusing on those, you're wasting your time and budget. The second thing is the type of ads. It's clear today that video ads, like the interview we're doing right now, are the most captivating for audiences. So doing static ads is a good start, but definitely you want to complement them with more tactics. And then finally, you want to really make sure you have a retargeting pixel on your website. As you bring some of that traffic, you don't want to lose it if you didn't convert that moment. So you want to make sure to keep following them everywhere they go. Those are the first kind of three.
I love them. Yeah, practices. I think that's the basics, and most of the people in the group will be doing that. That means metadata is going to help us to choose what ads we could be running, which one will be the best,
exactly.
Which platform will work. For example, let me tell an example. We've been doing ads on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Facebook and Instagram, and for months we were like wasting money and we didn't really know anything until we found posting on LinkedIn just like was crazy. We found the way of posting, what worked for us. And it's so important to know for everyone where to. I was using Instagram all the time for the company, just a fucking waste of time, and for hours and hours. Tell me one massive fucking mistake that you did that you can share with us.
Massive fucking mistake. There are many of them. If you run a startup, you probably made like 1,000 of them.
Yeah, every day.
One of the mistakes that I've done
that you can share, anything that you can share.
Yeah. I'm thinking which one is the most interesting one. There are so many again. I think one of the easiest, most obvious mistakes that I've made is kind of trying to jump too quickly into product the first time. And so when we just kind of build the product for the first time, it was done without enough customer feedback, and we kind of built the first version of it just based on what we thought is the right way to go. And it was, from a usability perspective, the customers really didn't understand what to even do with the product. And so that was the first mistake that we've done maybe 2.5 years back. And we corrected, of course, by reiterating together with customers and making sure that they are a part of the development cycle.
Yeah, in a way, it sounds, man. That mistake is what we do at the moment at Find That Lead, which is okay. We developing the product based on but we think it's great. It's okay. It's working at the moment, but we're going. Tell me one life hack that really changed your life.
Was that one hack?
Life hack. One personal life hack that really changed your life. It's like one of those things like, fuck, man, you need to do it.
I mean, there are a bunch of different, again, there's like 1,000 come up in my mind, but the one that I use all the time is Boomerang. I don't know if you're familiar with Boomerang.
Yes, I love it, man. Yes, you are the man. I love it. Yes.
Yeah, between Boomerang and the Google Snooze, I use that all the time. I also put events on my calendar as a forcing factor in case I forget something. So between Boomerang and the calendar, events, I make sure that I don't miss out on important events or deadlines or one-on-one meetings, whatever that is.
Just to let you know, guys, Boomerang is a very simple tool that just reminds you that a very silly email that it needs to be back to you. I'm sending an email for the last 4 years to Benioff from Salesforce saying, "Hi guys, I hope we can have a coffee one day. I'm doing it with Boomerang. Do you use CRM or do you use Metadata as a CRM?
We use Salesforce for
Salesforce,
CRM,
obviously.
yeah.
And then, if you can recommend me any amazing book that really changed your life.
One book I really like is how is it called? It's by Kahneman. It's called System 1, System 2. I don't know exactly the name of the book. I have to remember.
We need to change that. Yeah, I will.
You should Google Kahneman and System 1, System 2. It's a Nobel Prize winner, and they talk about the brain and how you always have the short-term and the long-term strategies, and how you're trying to execute them, and how the brain naturally leans toward one of those systems. So that's a very interesting book I read maybe a year and a half back.
I love it, Gil. Anyone who wants to join for Metadata can just go to the website and
yeah, we're hiring right now for a customer success manager in the city, potentially even considering remote. So if you have advertising experience either from an agency or from a software company, please let us know.
Wonderful. Gil, don't go. I will call it today. Thank you very much for everyone listening. Please send emails with love and go to Metadata and test it, and make sure you send fuckloads of messages to everyone with love. Gil, don't go. Thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you.
1 second.